Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader. It's Thursday night, June the 30th. We're at the halfway point for 2011, and the market just finished up its fourth consecutive big day as we're apparently in a summer rally. Let's go over some more of the bullish charts that I'm looking at today. Starting off with AERL, which had a significant price volume surge, broke out across a 5-month declining channel, the declining tops line here, the 50-day moving average, and popped on 491,000, which by far is the biggest volume, it looks like this year. Let's see. The biggest volume going back to approximately January. So perhaps we're going to see some more upside. The top of the channel here, around 840.50, should I say lateral price resistance, was tested today and backed off of there. So a little bit of a disappointing close, still up 12% though. And with that kind of volume, maybe we get a follow through. My short-term target is around 995.10 zone. Swing trade caliper science, CALP, life sciences. After breaking it out here, we put a swing trade on it, backed and filled for a while, edged higher, and it's still stepping its way very slowly, but is moving higher. It's up another 14 cents, a little less than 2%, about 500,000 traded. That's the biggest volume in 4 sessions, but it looks like it's a new multi-year high. It is, and at this point, lateral price resistance at the top of the channel coming around the looks like 9.5, 3/4 area. That's our short-term target. Deltec U.S. Holdings, junior oil, gas, and refining stock had run up from January when it was trading around under 7 to May when it was trading around the 15 level, and then backed and filled and triple topped in this area, backed off, and then today spiked back up through that, up 82 cents or 5.5%. You'll notice that the technicals are surging. We're at the high for the year on the unbalanced volume, indicating that this may want to go higher even. And I'll set a target right now, short term, at around the 17.5 area. ELGX put it out as a swing trade today. We can see nice consolidation in this range. We had a sharp price volume surge for 2 days last week. It's been consolidating nicely all week here for 4 days. But if we can get through the 935 area or so, I'm looking for a spike up to 10.5, 11 short term. ESIC, very strong short-term pattern. You can see after the big move in October, November, December, that took it from about 2.5 up to 4.25, 4.5. The stock then went into a sideways consolidation from several months, broke out, pulled back to the moving averages to test here, and then has taken off from about 420 up to 585 just in the last 8 or 9 sessions, but in slow, steady increments, so it's not getting ahead of itself. Today closing at 584, penny off the high, and at multi-year highs. As a matter of fact, going back to the highest level in 11 years on this stock. So we may see more upside, although we are near the top of the channel here. I'm expecting an acceleration that takes it up towards 7. GENE. Now, I had a big surge today, and although it did back off and closed a little disappointingly about 70 cents off the high, it was still up around 70 cents. So it closed mid-range today, up 11 cents. But key is that it broke through lateral price resistance and is now firmly above the moving averages, which are flattened out and crossed over and now rolling over. So to me, it looks like the double top in May may be reached, and a target up around 9.75 is my ultimate trading target on Gene. Global Crossings, one of our swing trades, looking very good here. I like the way it popped, coiled for flagged for 4 days, and for the last 4 sessions it's closed near the session highs going away at new multi-year all-time highs. Here's a long-term pattern. You'll see that the key long-term resistance has been broken, and that the stock is in a rising channel, which looks like mid-40s may be doable. So let's call it 45. Glue popped 2 days ago out of the wedge or coil. Big volume accompanied that, and then it backed off yesterday, came on again today, but then backed off the high. Still up 3%, 3 million shares. The stock looks like it wants to test and take out 575 and run to about the 7.25, 7.5 area. That's my target for Glue. Hansen Medical, HNSN, which broke out of this 2-month falling wedge, popped to resistance, backed off, formed a little bit of a wedge of its own. You can note the low volume here the last 3 sessions, particularly yesterday. Today gapped up and ran. It's closed up 40 cents or 13%, almost 4 million shares traded. Looks like that's the biggest volume that Hansen has traded since its spike up in February. At this point, I'm expecting a test and takeout of the 375.80 area, which could lead to 4 1/4.5, and then the top of the channel up around 5 1/2. Icogen, very interesting pattern here. I wanted to point out that this huge breakaway gap on heavy volume 3 days ago, which followed by a little bit of a follow through up towards 710. Then it pulled back for a couple days, got as low as 537 today, then reversed to 610, up 37 cents on the day. Maybe a reversal out of this little 2-day flag. We shall see. Keep an eye on this one. Could get interesting. If we do see a pop through 710, I'd be looking for about 8 3/4 to 9, maybe as high as $10 on Icogen. JVA, well, one of my favorite patterns, featured today on Yahoo Finance as one of my favorite comfort food stocks. Basically, as you can see, the strong surge in June, 3-day pullback, another 2-day pop and pullback, another 3-day pop, and now it's pulled back in a wedge. We can break out of this, and you can see it's closed near unchanged for 3 days now. Make sure you get a pop that takes us up towards around the 19 level. That's my target now for JVA. LNG had a pop today, went through its 21 and 50-day moving averages, broke through its declining tops line, and may be on its way again. We'll have to take a look and see if it can get through where it closed, right through this lateral price resistance in the zone here. Would be a good thing for starters. And then my target is around 10 1/4.5. Beyond that, up around 12 1/2, 3/4. MCP may have had an important day today. 6.7 million up 404 or 7%, but more importantly, firmly now through the declining tops line here to its 50-day moving average, and it looks like this wedge was broken to the upside with its surge. Note the unbalanced volume has been steady. The stock's being accumulated and has been for a couple weeks now. Nice move back from 46 to 61 just in the last couple weeks, but this may have more to go. Short-term target 66, secondary target 72. Kipasa acting well the last couple sessions after breaking out of the declining channel. It went up to and backed off the 21 and 50-day moving averages, and today popped through it and closed just above it, up 38 cents, 5.5% on 1.4 million. That's the heaviest volume in 3.5 weeks, and it looks to me like this may start to try to accelerate, at least test that 9.5 area. That's my short-term target for Kipasa. GT Solar, I wanted to point this out because of the beautiful rising tight little channel here that it's had, although after a couple weeks of straight up in a channel like this, we may get a certain pullback. However, before we get there, we may reach that 17.5 level that I was talking about a couple weeks ago when it broke out here. Up next is SREV, which continued its surge to new post-IPO all-time highs, running up to 23.60. Disappointing close at 22.22. Still up 49 cents, but $1.38 off the high was a little disappointing. We'll see if we can get a follow-through. The on-balance volume line continued higher today, and I'm still looking for a stock that gets up towards 29.30. SZYM, a new one for us that I'm watching. After the IPO, it popped and then pulled back in an orderly channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave decline, retest, and snapped out and above today, taking out the declining falling wedge and then the declining tops line. We may test 23.5 tomorrow or 23.5, 24 zone, but ultimately I'm looking for a breakout and a move into the mid to high 20s on it. Low price Unis, UNIS, Unilife. After coming out of this falling wedge with a big pop a week and a half ago, it then backed off for a couple of days, but then came on again here, backed off to 50, and started to move again. Today it popped 36 cents or 7.5% on 362,000 shares and closed at its highest closing level since about 5 weeks ago. So we're in a resistance zone up here. Should we be able to get through this 5 1/4 range? I think we're looking at a stock that could get quickly to 6, which is key resistance at that level there. Move through that though, and I'm looking for 6.5 and then 7.5. And I believe we do see that on UNIS over the next few weeks. Volcano, a swing trade of ours, continues to edge higher to breaking out of this little 4-day flag here. We popped, followed through, and then followed through again today up another 48 cents. As volume increased to the best level in about 6-7 sessions, I'm looking for a move up to the swing trade target around 34, 4.5 zone, secondary target at 37. And that's it for this evening and for this week. Have a nice weekend and a happy 4th of July weekend to all.